Hello everyone. In the last video, we have seen LSTM module and GRU module to solve the vanishing gradient problem. When we have very long-term dependency, then we can utilize these modules to solve these challenges. Right? That is specifically vanishing gradient problem. Now, in this lecture, we'll talk about the attention. Along with that, we will see a new problem, that is machine translation problem. Right? And we'll see what are the challenges in machine translation, and specifically I'll say that is the bottleneck challenge. So we'll see how we can resolve this bottleneck challenge in this particular video. So let's go into the detail. So in this video we will see the attention mechanism, but before jumping into that, let's look into the language translation problem. Sometimes this is also known as machine translation problem. Right? So what we are doing in this is act as an encoder decoder architecture. So the first part is the encoder part and second part is the decoder part, right? So how exactly it will do? First, we'll take an RNN that will encode the input information. Then we pass this to the another RNN, that is the decoder RNN. And then this decoder RNN will take the information which is encoded here, and then it will start decoding process. So what we are doing in the encoder, suppose you have to transform from one language to another language. So you will pass every word here and then it will encode the information. Once you reach in this point, you will have all encoded information. Now this information will pass through here. So first input is the start and it will produce he as the output. Then he will be as input, then it will be as output, then and so on. So in that way, it is produces the final complete translated part. Right? So this is known as decoder output. And in this way, you are solving the problem of machine translation. So here you can say source sentence, and here it is the target sentence that we are taking as out. And for this you are taking two networks. One is the encoder network and another is the decoder network. Right? Now the challenge in this particular machine translation is the bottleneck challenge. What is this bottleneck challenge? While you are doing the encoding operation, you are encoded all the information in this part. Right? So if you have, suppose this is smaller sentence, then maybe it will work. But if it is very long sentence, you have all the information in this particular location. And this is information bottleneck. Okay? Now all the information of this input sentence will pass through this bottleneck and goes to the decoder network, where it will start this value he, it will produce he, then this value will go as input, then and so on. So means entire information in this bottleneck. So if we have some mechanism that while we are producing he, it will look into the attention or some kind of information that will say, no, while you are producing he, this part is the most important part. You have to focus most in this particular location so that we can produce appropriate output. So let's see how it will work. So to solve this challenge, we are using the attention. So this attention will solve this bottleneck problem. So what they are doing, they are focusing into particular part while they are producing a output. Right? How exactly it will work? So let's see. We have some attention score here. So what we are doing, we are taking the encoder network, right, and putting a dot product. And once you produce a dot product, what it will do, it will produce like the next dot product, the next dot product, the next dot product, and last whatever dot product is coming, based on that it is producing a distribution, like which particular input is important while it is producing the first output. So once it is giving the attention output, so this attention output is saying, okay, this value is most important. So what you will do, you will produce this value he as a output at the time of or it is taking this attention mechanism. Now, once we have E output, what next it will do? It will take this output and to take the dot product of this attention score, and then you will get a attention output which will say, no, no, in this time this part is not important, this part is important. So you'll focus on this part and produce next output, and so and so and so. So in that way, your attention mechanism will help us to produce the correct output. Now, how we will get those attention? What are the basic methods to get those attention? So one very basic method is the dot product. So you are simply taking the dot product and you are getting the attention, as you have seen. Another way is multiplicative attention as well, where you, instead of dot product, you are doing the multiplication. Then additive attention is also there, where you are doing the addition after applying the activation function. So these are the various ways, and many researchers are also going like what could be the best way of getting those attention. Right. Now let's look into one application of this attention. So before jumping into that, we'll see what are the importance, what is the benefit behind that. So the great way of getting the attention, first thing, it is improving the neural machine translation performance very, you can say, very high rate. So it is improving very well the machine translation part. Now they also solve the bottleneck challenge as well. They solve the vanishing gradient problem. On the top of it, they are putting more interpretability. They are giving the attention alignment in free of cost. You do not need to work on alignment separately. Your attention is providing the alignment to you. So with this alignment graph, you can see while so ill is aligned with the he, but rest this word with the pi and other things is aligned with the entire. So in that way, you can say like you are getting the alignment as well. Now let's look into one application. What is speech recognition? As it is heavily utilized and by the Google Home, Alexa, and many other applications like in your mobile phone as well. Search, Google search now, speech-based search are there. So there are plenty of applications, right? So what it will do in the speech recognition, it will take this air pressure and convert into the frequency domain. Once it will convert, it is utilizing the attention mechanism. What it will take? It will take 100 microsecond or 100 millisecond of the information, instead of saying millisecond, 1000 microsecond of the information, and it will produce one output. Now, how it will work? So, suppose it is taking 1000 microsecond input and produce one output. Let's say we have this sentence, the quick brown fox. So, it will take T as a one output, then next micro 1000 microsecond it is producing another T, then next 100 microsecond another T, and then H, then E, and so on. So even if someone is say the, even if someone is say the, if someone say it even more longer, then also it will works well. And this particular concept is known as CTC cost model, connectionist temporal classification model. Right. So the beauty behind that, even a kid can also perform a speech recognition part very good. So that is the beauty behind this model, right? So this is one application of this attention mechanism. Then there are many other applications and many other advanced model as well, like transformer, and we have GPT, that is from the Microsoft Transformer from the Google. So various models are there to do these operations and to take the advance, or you can say benefit of attention, and make very advanced models as well. So guys, so thank you. This is the last video of your module 4, and we will see the labs in next. So thank you guys and take care.